So Halloween is right around the corner, or if you're watching this in March, then you're out of luck. So today I'm going to be showing you how to create this incredible, what is it again? I forgot. A crystal ball mirror cake using some dry ice. Let's get started. First thing I did was bake my cake, and I baked it in a 6-inch sphere pan. One cake for the bottom and one cake for the top. Now if you watched my mirror fireball cake, then you know I am in love with a strawberry lemonade cake. The bottom cake is a lemon box cake, and the top is a strawberry box cake that I marbled with some lemon cake batter. After I leveled them out, I just soaked them both in lemonade. Then I grabbed a round cake board and placed a little bit of buttercream in the middle to keep my cake from moving around. Placed some buttercream in the middle of my cake, smoothed it out with an offset spatula, and then placed the second cake on top. Then on went a crumb coat. Crumb coat just ensures that there are no crumbs on the final layer of buttercream, which doesn't really matter now that I think of it, because there's gonna be a glaze on top. So maybe I could have skipped this step, maybe? Then into the fridge it went for 2 hours to set up. After that, I took it out, added a second coat of buttercream, and tried to get it as smooth as possible. Crystal balls are smooth, so this is what you're striving for. This is what you want. After I did my best to get all of the sides super smooth, I placed it back in the fridge for 30 minutes. Then I took it out, put on some black gloves, and I wet them both with a little bit of water. Then I rubbed my hands around the cake to get it super smooth. You can get it even more smooth if you're not wearing gloves. You just run your wet hands around the cake, you know? But then your hands are all over the cake. And I don't like the way butter feels on my palms. It's so gross. After I finished that, back into the fridge it went. Then I started to work on my mirror glaze. Now if you have not seen it yet, I gave my mirror glaze an entire in-depth video so that you can do it too. I screwed up 3 times and then I made a perfect video. Check out that link in the doobly-doo, or you can check out my channel. After my glaze was done, I added some leaf green and yellow food coloring to get it to this vibrant green. I took my cake out of the fridge, placed it onto a rack, and then poured my glaze on top of it. Oh my gosh, this glaze, you guys, it gets me so excited just pouring it. Oh, it's so sexy. After I finished that, I placed it into the fridge to set, and then I started to work on the bottom of my cake. Now initially the bottom of the cake was just going to be another cake, but when I was at the grocery store buying ingredients, I came up with the idea to incorporate dry ice so that I could make it look more mystical, you know? So instead of making it a cake, I decided to just cover a bowl in fondant. I rolled out a whole lot of brown fondant and attached it to a square bowl with a little bit of water. To get all of the fondant decorations for my crystal ball base, I used a fondant mold. Wearing gloves, I took little bits of fondant and pushed it into the fondant mold. Wearing gloves makes it super easy because the fondant doesn't stick to your hands. And then I just repeated the process over until I got all of the pieces I wanted. And I attached all of these pieces by brushing on just a little bit of water. It acts like glue. You can totally copy this design, or you can change it up. I actually just winged it on one side and then repeated the pattern on the other 3 sides. Fake it till you make it, you know? Now after I finished all the sides, I wanted to add a little bit more detail so that it would look antique. I took some bronze luster dust and a paintbrush and applied it to the base of the crystal ball. Now I coated some places more than others, so some parts were shinier and some parts looked really dull, and that kept it from looking brand new. Wow, it looks so professional. I just covered a bowl. Now I wanted to make sure that I could get the dry ice to seep out from underneath the cake. So instead of having it sit on a normal cake circle, I actually took a 6-inch cake circle and turned it into a 2-inch wide cross. And I covered the tips of the cross in fondant. Then, using a glue gun, I attached some arts and crafts stick to the bottom of it to ensure that it wouldn't collapse because of the weight of the cake. Then I placed my cake on. Now I wanted this crystal ball to look ancient, like it came from an archaeological dig. Now to achieve this look, I gave some black candy melts a rough chop and then placed them on the bottom of the cake and had them sort of coming up the side of it. Once my cake was finished, I took my bowl, added some dry ice and water, and then placed my cake on top. Then, wow, yay! This is fantastic. So you guys always ask me what my favorite cake is. I think this is my favorite cake. I love every aspect of this cake. Can't even right now. You hear all the bubbling? Isn't that so cool? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments what you want me to make next, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.